welcome back to the channel. I'm Stacy and you're watching Pop Culture Time Machine where we hit rewind and relive the legendary, the cringy, and the unforgettable moments that happened this very week way back when. So grab your caffeine and let's dive in. On November 17th, 1962, when the Four Seasons' Big Girls Don't Cry song hit number one on the Billboard Hot 100 music chart, it wasn't just a chart topping single, it was a pivotal moment in the early 1960s pop culture. Coming right after their debut number one hit, Sherry, this song proved the Four Seasons weren't a one hit wonder. They became the first American group to have back to back number one hits with their first two charting singles. This solidified them as America's answer to the British beat. Big Girls Don't Cry is a perfect snapshot of early 1960s American pop, clean cut, vocal harmonies, catchy melodies, and doo wop influences. It represents the last breath of a more innocent era in pop music, just before rock and roll became edgier and more experimental. Frankie Valli's signature falsetto became instantly recognizable and influenced generations of vocalists. The Four Seasons pioneered a tight, polished group harmony that influenced Motown acts and future boy bands. The lyric, Big Girls Don't Cry, echoed and reinforced the 1960s ideas of gender roles that girls and women should be emotionally strong or stoic in the face of heartbreak. While catchy, the song also fed into a broader cultural narrative of emotional repression that would later be challenged during the counterculture era. The song was later featured prominently in the hit musical Jersey Boys, which started in 2005, and the film Jersey Boys, introducing it to a new generation. It's still widely used in movies, commercials, and nostalgic playlists as a symbol of early 1960 pop. When Big Girls Don't Cry hit number one, it cemented the Four Seasons as American pop royalty, gave voice literally to a new vocal style, and reflected the cultural norms of its time. It was part of the musical foundation that would soon be rocked by the British invasion, but its harmony, style, and emotion left a lasting impression on American music history. On November 16th, 2001, the film Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was released worldwide. The Harry Potter books were already immensely popular, but the film brought the wizarding world to life for a much wider audience, including those who hadn't read the books. It turned a literary craze into a massive multimedia empire. It was the first installment in what would become one of the most successful film franchises in history. It helped set the tone for long form storytelling in film, paving the way for other series like The Hunger Games, Twilight Saga, and later the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Studios saw that faithful book adaptations could draw massive crowds. Before Harry Potter, fantasy was more subgenre, aside from Star Wars. But Sorcerer's Stone showed that fantasy could be mainstream and profitable. Studios became more open to fantasy adaptations, helping series like The Lord of the Rings gain momentum the same year. The film, along with the books, created a shared language and experience for millennials and Gen Z, such as Hogwarts houses becoming part of people's identities, lines, spells, and themes entered daily vocabulary, for example, Muggle. Midnight movie premieres became global events. Online fan communities exploded after the film's release, such as fan fiction, art, and forums like MuggleNet and The Leaky Cauldron helped usher in the modern era of fandom. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone wasn't just a movie, it was a cultural moment that changed how stories were consumed, how fandoms operated, and how Hollywood approached major franchises. It gave an entire generation a sense of wonder, identity, and community. Here is your Did You Know of the Week. On November 21st, 1942, Tweety Bird, also known as Tweety, was introduced. He first appeared in the Warner Brothers animated short A Tale of Two Kitties, directed by Bob Clampett. While his design and character evolved over the years, Tweety quickly became a central figure in Warner Brothers' Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies cartoons, particularly in his long-running rivalry with Sylvester the Cat. Tweety wasn't just cute, he was deceptively clever and often violent in defense, flipping expectations. His innocent look, baby voice, and yellow feathers made him an icon of contrasting innocence and cunning. Alongside Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Porky Pig, Tweety helped cement Warner Brothers as a powerhouse of American animation. He became one of the most merchandised characters in the franchise, appearing on everything from backpacks to pajamas. Tweety was small, delicate, and seemingly helpless, but he always outsmarted larger, stronger adversaries like Sylvester. This dynamic made him a symbol of the clever underdog who triumphs against bullies. Interestingly, Tweety's gender was ambiguous in early cartoons. Although now considered male, this led to decades of fan speculation and academic discussions about gender representation in animation. Tweety crossed generations, from theatrical shorts to Saturday morning cartoons and merchandise. His image is often used in tattoos, memes, and nostalgic pop culture references, especially among those who grew up in the 1980s and 1990s. Tweety Bird wasn't just the introduction of a cute cartoon bird, it marked the arrival of a cultural icon who challenged expectations, brought humor and wit to the screen, and carved out a place in the broader tapestry of American pop culture and animation history. And that's a wrap on This Week in Pop Culture History. Which memory hit you the hardest? Let me know in the comments below what you remember from this week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a throwback. I'm Stacy, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Same time, same retro channel.